の共同攻撃なるか。地上空前の一大攻防戦。
Mothra versus Godzilla. Now we're getting into a little bit of Godzilla's rogues gallery, so to speak. This was released in 1964, the year or 2 years after King Kong vs. Godzilla. And Toho was really becoming the monster factory, for lack of a better word. They had a success in Godzilla, or King Kong vs. Godzilla, and they had another success in Mothra. And so the logic was, let's just pit them together. Hence Mothra vs. Godzilla. After a typhoon washes up a mysterious egg onto a Japanese island, the Japanese businessmen pretty much take the egg, and in subsequent order, they take away these two fairies known as the Shobijin? Shobijan? I'm going to put it in the lower third because I'm probably not going to get the name right. But these twin fairies that basically speak for the monster Mothra. And when Godzilla makes his return, well, it is dinosaur versus butterfly, or moth, if you will. This movie was once again directed by Ishiro Honda, and he put in a little more subtext into this one with themes of greed and trying to capitalize on things. Basically, when they find this egg, these businessmen, they're like, let's monetize this thing. And, well, yeah, just play the clip.
The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
And do they find out royally? Like they do find out quite a bit. This movie is not really as big of a let's think about things movie. This is definitely more of a monster mash, as Godzilla versus Mothra fight quite a bit. And it is all pretty great. I love how Mothra, like, its primary weapon is like this webbing and just like tangles Godzilla up, and then Godzilla just goes after Mothra. It's a very stunning battle. I forgot to mention in the King Kong versus Godzilla video that one of the monsters that Godzilla fights was an actual octopus, and the stunt coordinator then cooked it and ate it for lunch. Yeah, that was kind of based, but as far as Mothra versus Godzilla goes, the fight is actually a lot of fun, with Mothra actually coming out the victor. Like, Mothra goes over strong in this one, to use a wrestling term. And it's probably a good thing too, because after this movie, Godzilla is basically no longer a villain in the Showa era of Godzilla. He basically gets turned into a good guy in this, all the way up to the second movie involving Mechagodzilla. I believe it was Return of Mechagodzilla. So from there all the way up until the end of the Showa era, Godzilla is a good guy now. It's a weird twist, but I thought it worked. I would even go so far as to say that of the movies I've covered for this series, this is my favorite so far. I'm going to give this a great rating. I did not expect to like Mothra vs. Godzilla as much as I did, but I did. And this is honestly a really good entry in this series. And starting on Monday, well, we're going to kick things up another notch to another one of the best of the series. And basically we get introduced to the monster that basically has the we're destined to do this forever energy with Godzilla. We're introduced to Ghidorah, the three-headed monster.